All right, hey y'all. Well, we'll start with some news here. Jaden Strubal's not playing today. He's actually injured, uh, which is I think a surprise to us all. So Arbor Jackeye is gonna play on the second pairing with Lane Hudson. No pressure tonight, bud. Jaden Strubel has an upper body injury and will not play today. So just keeping you apprised there. But yeah, perhaps more importantly, let me know what you think about the Quebec Nordiques being back tonight, quote unquote. They're not back, obviously, but the Avalanche are currently playing in their jerseys. The one loss on the season Avalanche. So not only are they going to be a tough opponent, but they're also going to be plucking at our nostalgia strings here with their Nordiques jerseys. So let me know what you think about the Nordiques jerseys. If you know, are you nostalgic? Are you not nostalgic? Did you ever root for the Nordiques? Be very curious to know if you rooted for the Nordiques. I didn't root for the Nordiques when I was a kid. I was definitely a Habs fan, but I will say that I didn't hate the Nordiques. I didn't. Thing is, I was born in 1984. I missed the real meat of that rivalry. For me, I started kind of following the Quebec Nordiques kind of like at the end when Guy Lafleur played that last season. Um, the Peter Forsberg right before they moved, Joe Sakic. That's kind of like the Nordiques that I remember, and those Nordiques are not. I feel like by then the rivalry had kind of waned. Obviously, the Nordiques had sort of, you know, everybody knew that they were kind of not long for this league, and they had the whole Eric Lindros thing. So I didn't grow up during the real heated Quebec Nordiques rivalry where they brawled 7 seconds into the game. Hey Kelly, good to see you. I know it's a weird one. Hopefully people tune in. I mean, everybody was asking yesterday if I was doing one, so hopefully they tune in. Yeah, I think we got people tuning in. Hey, I hope Strubal's okay, but a great opportunity for Arbor to shine. Yeah, so just in case you guys missed it, Jaden Strubal's got an upper body injury. He will not play today. And Arbor Jackeye will play on the second pairing with Hudson, and Engstrom will play on the third pairing with Carrier. I kind of love the prospect of a Jackeye Hudson pairing because I do think Jackeye has more upside than Struble. So logically, to me, he should play with. It would benefit him to play with better players. Like I think you're going to get more out of Jackeye if you put him in a situation to succeed, as opposed to the 10 minutes on the third pairing, where if takes a bad penalty, he doesn't play the rest of the night. You know what I mean? Like I think there's more to Jackeye if he's the stay-at-home guy on a pairing with Hudson. Hudson's obviously going to control the puck most of the time while he's there, so you don't need Jackeye to control the puck. I think it's going to be a good position for him. I hope he shows something because you know Canadiens just re-signed Matheson to a 5-year deal, obviously. So the Canadiens' defense is starting to get a little crowded long term. They've already got four of six locked in. Um, so yeah, what we don't know really what's the future. Obviously Engstrom, Struble, Jackeye are in kind of this unofficial competition with each other, and yeah, this is a big night. This is the best opportunity that Jackeye has gotten all season. So let's see what he can do. And then, of course, if he's fighting somebody in a Quebec Nordiques jersey, it's even better. I could care less about the jersey. Does Washington ever wear the Expos jerseys? They did last year. They did indeed have an Expos game. Actually, not this past season. I think it was the season before because it was Max Scherzer who started the game in Expos gear, and so they did bring back the Expos. It took them a while though. They didn't do it right away. Anderson's out of the lineup, or did I misread the lineup? I believe Anderson is in. He's on the third line with Evans and Texier. Here, let me Do we got the lines? Hold on. Let me get the lines up. Here's the lineup. And as always, apologize that they can't format it better on here. But we got Coffee, Suzuki, Bolduc, Slavkovsky, Kapanen, and Demidov. Those are the same. Texier, Evans, Anderson. Texier and Evans looked great together yesterday. And then Jack-Eye, Veleno, Gallagher. And then, yeah, Jack-Eye, Hudson, Engstrom, Carrier at the bottom two pairings. And Jakub Dobes back in nets, which I think on Wednesday you guys all would have been like, hooray. And then after Friday, it was like, oh, is Sam Montembeault back? Is the real Sam Montembeault here? Let's just hope that Sam Montembeault can take yesterday's great start and keep it going. TSN and RDS need to put the Nordiques logo on the score box. I wonder what they might do. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they do at least a little something today. The NHL has clearly put a lot of work into this. Oh, thank you, Rick, for doing that. I was wondering where Michael Paul was up to. I know that not everybody has made it over to this to our little temporary spot here, but always appreciative when you guys do. But yeah, definitely curious to know what you guys think about Jaden Struble being out, and more importantly, Jack-Eye getting this big opportunity. Love to see it. All right, here we go. They're about to come back on here. We're gonna see these Quebec Nordiques unis. Let me know if you guys feel verklempt. If verklempt seeing the old Nordiques jerseys back. It's been 30 years. Hard to believe it's been 30 years since the Nordiques moved. Time does indeed fly. At this moment, we can officially call this road trip a success. They're 2-2. They can go for the sweep today. Wi-Fi goes from 6 minutes to 7 minutes. Yeah, that is there's a possibility that happens. All right, here we go. Habs Nordiques. God, they do look nice though. I won't front. Hey, they did put the Nordiques logo. Yeah, apologies, Karen. I did not do about last night. Long story short, I worked the whole day and then worked the game and then kind of just ran out of time. Sort of what happens. Oh, what a save by Dobesh off the one-timer off the rush. Brock Nelson, who as an Islander, Yeah, Colton to oh no, it was Landeskog to Brock Nelson. Great one-timer off the rush, and Dobes make the big save. Yeah, if you guys are watching on RDS, they do have the Quebec Nordiques logo. It's a beauty. We have a golfer as a ref. Like, really? Is there a pro golfer as the referee tonight? That's pretty cool. Wow, what a great pass entering the zone. All good. You can turn off the sound. All good. Hey, Caulfield's playing well. I'd take that bet. That's funny. Pierre Hood was telling a story that Nathan McKinnon wears the same number as the great Stephen Finn for the Quebec Nordiques. So Pierre Hood was telling Stephen Finn, he's like, "Hey, Stephen, if I accidentally call your name tonight during the game, it's all out of love." Yeah, Craig Button. As far as the TSN guys go, I'm excited when Craig Button's on. I like him a lot too. Thank you, Steve. The power of goaltending is all in your hands today. Beat those Nordiques. I love it. But I do need to ask you, who was your favorite Nordique? Did you have a favorite Nordique, or you just hate them so much that you don't have a favorite? My favorite is going to be. I was a fan of early Owen Nolan, but Owen Nolan only got really good when he got to San Jose, so I don't know if he counts. Nobody, not one. Fair enough. Dan Bouchard, that's a good pick. How about the Stastnys, all of them, all three of them. Everybody's favorite Nordique, Eric Lindros. Am I right? Yeah, Stephen Finn was tough as nails. And Pierre Hood clearly still likes him. By the way, shout out TQS as well. Michelle Bergeron, another favorite. Did anybody watch the Nordiques when they're in the WHA, by the way? Did anybody watch the WHA? Did any of you guys ever watch the WHA when it was around? What were those TV broadcasts like? Were they even on TV? I don't feel like I ever see. People don't post like highlights on YouTube or anything. I never see anything. Did they even televise the WHA games? Hey, we got a high stick here. Brock Nelson to the box. It was a bit of a like an accidental drive-by. So Nelson was battling for the puck with Caulfield, and then Bolduc skated by and took Nelson's stick to the face. Is this Michel Bergeron? We didn't trust Marcel Lebeau, or was it Stephen Finn or Lindros? Speaking of TV TQS, their midnight movies were the best. Hey, this is a family show. No, it's okay. Those were some good movies. Oh, what a one-timer. Bull Duke, man, had a great one-timer opportunity. And then Suzuki with 2-3 jams from the side of the net. That is exactly what we're talking about. You guys remember Blue Knee, right? You can watch it like right after hockey. Like hockey's over. A couple of Labatt 50 commercials. Yeah, two whacks at it by Suzuki. I like that try. My favorite Nordique was Guy Lafleur. That I think's the right answer. As someone who didn't get to see Guy Lafleur in his prime, it was really cool to watch Guy Lafleur in his final season with the Nordiques. So I appreciated it as somebody who was, too young, not alive to see him in the with the Habs. Ah, it's a good power play, but it doesn't look like they're going to score. But they're up 7-2 in shots. I do my best to try to do advanced notice on these, but I don't always succeed. Why do we always lose the initial face-off on the power play? Because we're just not that good a face-off team, really. I mean, Evans and Suzuki are pretty good. This team, there are moments where I miss Christian Dvorak. That is one of them. The face-off get-off skills. Oh man, Gallagher on the side of the net. He had a great chance there. But yeah, I do think that a face-off, if the Canadiens are in a playoff spot or competing for a playoff spot as we get closer to the deadline, it wouldn't shock me if the Canadiens opt for a face-off specialist. Not necessarily like a Manny Malhotra type, but like somebody who can like play a third line shift and win a face-off. Basically a second, like a left-handed Jake Evans would be fantastic. And then you have like Jake Evans to take the big, you have Suzuki and Evans to take the big right-handed face-offs, and then a left-handed. They wanted Veleno to be that, and Veleno's not terrible at face-offs, but I don't think Veleno's ever gonna be in a position where we're gonna count on him to do anything big. Yeah, Blackwood's good. He's made 8 saves so far. Habs are up 8-2 in shots. Still 0-0 game, 13 minutes in. Yeah. How come nobody said John Cordick? John Cordick played for. Did he ever play for the Nordiques? Did he play for the Nordiques after the? It was like the Habs and then the Leafs and then Nordiques, or am I got that wrong? I mean, obviously he played for the Habs, but anyways, that's a tough guy. I mean, I get Gallagher on the second unit. The guy's got finish around the net. That's a goal. Wow. Nelson left wide open. That was a really nice breakout. They moved up the ice fast, and Brock Nelson was left wide open. I mean, he froze Dobes. Wow, 600 career points. I guess I shouldn't be totally surprised that Brock Nelson has. They've ever since they lost Nazem Kadri, the Avalanche have really struggled to find a second line center. Uh, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Brock Nelson is the guy to end up being that for them. He was always really good for the Islanders. I felt like he always scored against the Habs as an Islander, and it was always in the third period. Just like always had the Canadiens number, that guy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now the Canadiens are dominating in shots, right? And look at what good look at what good it's done. Not a whole lot. They are down 1-0. And our old pal Arturi Lehkonen just having a monster season. Um, how do you guys feel about Arturi Lehkonen at this point? It's a tricky one with him. Like, do you wish he was still a Hab? He was never this good with the Habs, we'll say. I mean, he never got to play with Nate McKinnon when he was a Hab, obviously. But is he one that got away? I know they didn't get like a ton back for him. They did okay in that trade. I mean, they got Carrier basically. From the Baron and I don't know who the second rounder. I guess they probably moved that second rounder for something else at some point. But yeah, what do you think? I mean, Lehkonen would be pretty old for this club. Like he would be pretty old for that nucleus. So I'm making five mil. So I don't know if he would have been a fit, but he's a great fit. He's perfect fit for Colorado. It's like yesterday, the Golden Knights outshot them, but the Habs had more high danger chances. Too bad. Habs deserve better so far. Yeah, and Mark, we were talking yesterday about how the Canadiens couldn't get a shot on goal to save their life on Friday, and they won. And now so far they're out shooting the Avalanche, and they're down 1-0. That's hockey for you. Oh, hold on, we got some John Kordick. Played for the Caps. I don't even remember the Caps, but yeah, not surprising that he bounced around a little bit. But yeah, he was definitely one of the toughest guys to ever play. Oh yeah, as Jack does indeed have a -1 from that play. Is that the end of him? Very happy for Lekkonen's success since he was traded. Yeah, I think it kind of worked out for certainly worked out for him. I think it kind of worked out for everybody that move in the end. Lecky is a good person, no issues. Absolutely, he's definitely a leader type player. Nice little, almost like a little repeat from yesterday. Texier is good for that. This like kind of these like fast passes up. Like he kind of chipped the pass to Evans, who was skating towards the net. That was a nice chance. So far, Texier and Evans has shown a little chemistry together. And although Texier is definitely not a center or much of a face-off man anymore, I don't know if he can do left side face-offs. Spell Evans on those sometimes. Could be an interesting pairing. Cordick's fights with Jay Miller are legendary. Where did Jay Miller play? I don't remember Jay Miller. Oh, Josh Anderson driving the net hard. Okay, this line is this Texier Anderson Evans line. I like what I'm seeing so far from Texier. Like the Texier. Hockey got so much better when they removed the red line and did away with the two-line pass. Oh yeah, that was a different game, eh? It's like a totally different game sometimes. Oh, Jay Miller was with the Bruins. That makes sense. Wow, you know what? Did everyone hear that Clayton Keller's dad passed in his sleep on Thanksgiving? You know what? I had read the headline on Friday on this morning, like Utah rallies around Keller and win, and I didn't. I was just sort of scrolling through. I didn't read it. I did not realize that that's what that was. Wow. Yeah, that is terrible. And he still had to play. But also, did you guys happen to see Kyle Palmieri? He's out for 8 months. I guess he tore his knee, tore his ACL, but he got the assist as like as he was injured. Like he got injured and then made the pass. Unbelievable, man. These guys are warriors. Not a bad 10 minutes, still 50 minutes to go. Yeah, they just need to score. They're down one. Oh, Slavkovsky with a drop pass to Dobson in his own zone, but Dobson was nowhere near it. The Avalanche player was closer, and it was almost disastrous. But they were able to get back and save a scoring chance. Demidov in apparently doesn't play very much. Apparently his 5-on-5 time is the lowest among the lowest on the team. Apparently even Joe Veleno plays more 5-on-5 minutes. That's really shocking to hear. I don't know why Marty's not playing Demidov more. I know that the Anaheim Ducks kind of pioneered last year load management, basketball style, where guys don't sometimes don't play in games that are of less consequence. They rest their star players. Well, they did that with Leo Carlsson last year. I wonder if mitigating Demidov's minutes is some sort of. Oh, Netchus off the rush, man. Three Colorado players, and then Netchus was the trailer, and he had a pretty wide open net, but wasn't able to beat Dobes. I would say right now the Avalanche have not done any sustained pressure in the Montreal zone, but they're deadly off the rush. Like it takes one turnover in the neutral zone, and then the Avalanche are able to like quick strike and score. It's what they did on the Nelson goal. They almost did it there with Netchus. That's definitely something to watch out for today. Oh, there you go. We have another Avalanche counterattack. And to me, this is really the logic of why the Canadiens wanted Dobson so badly, even though they had Hudson already. Colorado's got Taves and Makar, and they just counterattack so fast. Like, Canadiens take one shot, misses the net, or the goalie saves it, and in 2 seconds it's out of the zone and already down the ice. Yeah, exactly. I was shocked to find out yesterday that Demidov plays so little 5-on-5 minutes. I don't. Well, that's not going to be a goal. Oh, no way. I mean, Josh Anderson is the one with Landis. He's tied up with Landeskog. He falls into the net and knocks the net off its moorings, but Landeskog falls. So what's going on? Are they gonna? It's a good goal. Dobes doesn't get it at all. They're saying that Anderson was the one who knocked the net off. But I mean, Landeskog kind of knocked Dobes off, but I guess they're saying it was because Anderson fell. So, all right, 2-0. Well, now the Canadiens are definitely. Marty's definitely looking at the tablets, eh? If it was Gallagher, it would have been called back. They're never going to give Gallagher a break, are they? He went in on his own. You mean Anderson or Landeskog? Hmm? All right, y'all. Montreal challenges. What do you think is going to happen? Is it a good goal? Is it goalie interference? Yeah, is it goalie interference? Mark, you say it's a bad challenge. You also say Dobish had no chance. Yeah, I think both things can be true in this case. I think they're going to say that Landeskog didn't mean to go in, but if that were Galley, the refs would say the score is now 4-1. Yeah. Yeah, fair. Landeskog hit Dobesh's pad. Kelly says, unfortunately, I think it's good, but I hope I'm wrong. Yeah. I don't know. Well, they're done. Let's see what happens. It's a good goal. 2-0, and the Canadiens will now be on the penalty kill. They were saying that Josh Anderson was the one who's responsible for it all, so stupid challenge. We had no way of winning that. Yeah, it seemed a bit because when the goal counted originally, they said that Anderson was the one who pushed him in the net. So like you have to somehow with the replay convince the people upstairs that that's not what happened, but it's kind of what happened. So not great. Arbor didn't tie up Nelson enough. Oh, is he got a -2 now on the? He sure does. Well, it looks like the Jack-Eye Carrier pairing might not be long for this game. Yeah, exactly. -2. Canes have to keep doing what they're doing. They're playing well. Bad luck to be down 2. As usual, Carrier did nothing. Carrier is, and I said it last game, and I'll say it this game. He does not play well against teams in the West. I can definitely see why Nashville gave up on him. The when he's up against the bigger teams, you can see him. I'd say he goes from being like a decent number 5 to like kind of a lower 6 compared to when he's in the East. When he's in the East, he's playing pretty well. Oh, Colorado really pressing on this power play. Oh, and they keep it in. Arbor might be on the block as he struggles in his own end. Well, this is not the game that you want to use to show other GMs if you're looking to move him. Dobes needs to stand on his head here. Can't allow another goal. Oh, is this the Edmonton ref? I see what's going on here. I mean, it's true. They did get an inordinate amount of penalties in the wake of that game, and I don't really think that they like publicly criticize the refs and then the refs. I mean, the refs are definitely a fraternity, but I don't think that they're so bad that they would do that. But I do think that some teams, you know, refs are people too. Some teams I think have better relations with refs, or some teams have more like the way that Gallagher just has a bad rep with refs. Wouldn't shock me if the Canadiens in general don't have the greatest reputation, especially after that. This is the game we weren't expected to win. Yeah, I mean, the Colorado's only lost once in regulation this season, which is insane because it's December in 2 days. But yeah, once again, Brock Nelson being a real pain in the butt. Guy's good against the Habs. I won't. We have 9 D men that can play in the NHL. Someone is getting moved this year. Not if guys still remain injured, but I get what you're saying. Also, I think Engstrom they might send back when they get back home. We'll see. He's wrong about Arbor. Any coach who holds back a Calder contender needs to be called out. Who's the Calder contender? Oh, you mean Demidov. Jack Eye isn't why they scored. That was all on Carrier. Wait, hold on. Got a funny one here. I have some strategy here. Shutout for Blackwood. Yeah, exactly. Say he's going to have a shutout. That's how we'll get him. Alas, unfortunately, the jinx only affects the Habs. bit of a funny, bit of a funny play here where the net is off his pegs, and Dobes made sure that the refs knew it, and now they're talking to him. They're like, "Hey, watch it with that." See, this is why I could see things not going with the refs. Things not going well with the refs today because of things like this. If they feel like Dobes was doing some monkey business here and got the net off its pegs. Carrier the first to go. I think Carrier played a very important role last year, giving them a guy on the right side and stabilizing things. But I do think that there is potential for him to be on the move at some point. Not necessarily right now, but two of the longest tenured coaches playing today. So Jared Bednar is the second longest tenured coach after John Cooper, and then Marty St. Louis is the fifth most tenured coach in the NHL. That's crazy. Marty's a haggard veteran at this point. Dobes does have an attitude. He's a guy who plays. He's a true like. I feel like in some ways he's kind of like a true old school goalie. Big moves, big attitude. Oof. Another chance for the Avalanche and another big face-off win for the Avalanche in the offensive zone. Avalanche have won 12 of 16 face-offs so far, which is pretty wild. And they got another chance there. And Dobes glove save. I mean, again, forces another face-off in the offensive zone for the Avalanche, but so be it. The Canadiens are going to have to win one eventually. Ooh, really nice play by Dobson to cut inside to get a chance in front. And then Slavkovsky was there for the rebound. But again, just like every time, puck doesn't go in, and immediately Colorado sends it down the ice. And the Canadiens just cannot create any sustained pressure in the offensive zone. We can't trade Arbor. He'd be a hell of a lot more effective if Marty showed a little faith in him. Hard to excel when any mistake results in him being benched. You can see why they've only lost once in regulation. Yeah, this team is pretty deadly. And I think that the Canadiens are trying to build a team in this mold where the defense like just attacks and gets the puck out of the zone right away. This to me is like the Canadiens are looking at this team and they're like, this is what we want. Yeah, you guys have strong feelings about Arbor Jacki today. Well, you always have strong feelings about Arbor Jacki. It's always, forever the most controversial player on this team, despite being a depth defenseman. But I get it. I fully get it. He's more than just a filler depth. Like he's got like so much more potential than that. We can all see it, but it hasn't happened for him yet. And then yeah, it's just a question of, is Arbor going to reach his potential here, somewhere else, or is he just never going to reach his potential? But he's young. He's still very young, especially in that kind of role, like a big rugged guy. They take a little longer. The Avalanche are now leading in shots, by the way, with 125 left in the first period, 14-12 in shots for the Avalanche. So whatever shot advantage the Canadiens had is but a dream now. Avalanche have had some chances, or the Habs have had some chances, and if played okay in the Avs end, we're very sloppy in our own end. Yeah, the Avalanche the Habs have no answer to that counterattack. Avalanche come up the ice so fast, and they create off the rush, and they get shots off. The Canadiens just like they don't react fast enough. Oh, that was a nice chance. Hudson got the first shot, rebound, spat out to Matheson, and puck hopped over his stick and left the zone. You trade Jacki, the Canadiens will never have a tough defenseman again that protects his teammates. I mean, they could always get somebody else, but it would be nicer to have the homegrown guy do it. Jacki stays, period. Avs have dominated since scoring the second goal. Yeah, they end up leading in the first period in shots after they were down 9-2 at one point, and now it's 14-12, and they're up 2-0 in the first period over. Trade Marty then. Well, he is the fifth longest tenured coach in the NHL, and you know what they say about coaches being hired to be fired. No, I'm kidding. He's not. He's not getting fired anytime soon. But the Jacki thing is going to have to come to a head at some point. They're going to have to figure out, is he just the seventh defenseman? Is he just the guy who pops in when somebody's hurt? Or is there more to him than that? I think he came in, he was so good when he came in. But it was also when on a team with like no expectations, and everybody was messing up all the time on defense, and he was just another guy messing up on defense, but he was doing other things. Now they're trying to tighten up, and he's like not, getting exposed a little more, so it's a little harder. Hold on. Let's settle this issue. As much as Marty wants to get rid of Arbor, Molson will not allow that. And it was Molson. Hold on, let's pop back up. And it was Molson who brought Arbor back from Laval. Marty's had a bug up his behind since. I don't know about that. Was that really what happened? I don't feel like Molson cares at that level. He definitely did not care about that level under the Bergevin. In the Bergevin years, he did not care at all. Maybe he cares a little more. Marty is starting to annoy me, I have to admit. He makes a lot of curious moves. He's got his he's a bit of a I don't want to say a Phil Jackson, because Phil Jackson obviously is, one of the most winningest NBA coach in history. But like the whole like Zen, like kind of strange Zen guy, and you're like, I don't really know what you're doing there. With Phil Jackson, it worked more often than not. With Marty, it works pretty well so far, but obviously he hasn't been in a position where he's really like had to win. Ballin obviously canceled his subscription. Haven't seen him over a year. Of course, his comments about horrible the Nick Suzuki contract will look pretty silly right about now. I don't know what happened to Ballin. I will say, in hockey, we kind of, in the comments, because there is some moderation going on, but not a lot. And in hockey, I don't think there was that much moderation going on. But if you were going into the politics articles and saying things, there are things that you can get away with in the hockey articles that you can't get away with in the politics articles, I will say. Like there is more decorum in the politics. You can't be saying, you know what I mean? Like in hockey you can say this guy sucks or whatever, but you can't say this and that suck in a politics article. Well, it depends on what, but that's a simple way of putting it, but you know what I mean. Were the Nationals ever wear the Expos jerseys playing Toronto? See, that's the thing. So the Nationals did wear the Expos jerseys, but not playing Toronto, I believe. I believe if I remember correctly, it was the Phillies. It was the Nationals Phillies series, because I did watch it. Wow, at the game opening, it showed all the Avs fans in the store picking out their Nordiques sweater. So strange. Why did the Avalanche? I mean, I get it's a really nice looking jersey. I won't say it's not a nice looking jersey, but it's strange to see the Avalanche fans being so into it. Fans aren't going to buy Nordiques merch. I guess we'll see. Well, I guess we'll see later. 100% Molson cares about the fans since the Marc Bergevin fiasco. He cares about the fans, but I think it's he doesn't care too much about the day-to-day, like call up this guy, trade that guy. I don't think he cares that much about those things. I think he just cares about sort of a general vibe about the team. I think if there was a lot of negative sentiment about the team, he would be more on board about that, but I'm not so sure. What do you guys think? This is a great question. What do you guys think about the team wearing a prior team's uniforms? Is it really honoring them, or is it a money grab? In this case, I think it's a money grab, because the Nordiques, Denver moved the Nordiques out of Quebec. Like, Quebec doesn't exist anymore, in part because of the Colorado Avalanche. The Colorado Avalanche, what was the original owner? Peter McNichol. Peter McNichol wanted a team in Denver, and he took the Quebec Nordiques. He bought the Quebec Nordiques, and he took them, and they left. So, is that really like the organization that you want honoring the Nordiques? They're not proud of the Nordiques' history, as far as we know. So I do think it's a cash grab. That being said, it's also a cash grab because the fans really want it. And this is a business about impressing the fans. So I'm not gonna be mad about it. Hunter Muskoka missing. Yeah, I don't know where Hunter is either. But again, very appreciative of everyone who did make it because I know it's not always easy to find this place. Not always easy to find this place, and I know I've been like not as you know rigid about the schedule as before. So I know I'm not always around, but I appreciate everybody who makes it, new and regular. Lots of Nord sweaters in the crowd. That's good. Oh yeah. Okay. Do you guys remember O'Keefe's beer? You must remember O'Keefe's beer. Well, who am I talking to? Of course, you guys remember O'Keefe's beer. But they're talking about on the RDS broadcast about how Ronald Corey used to be like the head of O'Keefe beer. So when the Nordiques came in, obviously O'Keefe was like their beer, and Ronald Corey would sit behind the Nordiques bench. He's a Nordiques guy. So that's kind of funny. Oh, this is interesting. During the intermission, said based on other calls, the second goal was goaltender interference. Doo, doo, doo. Very interesting. Eric, are you around on the second and third, or should I stay drunk? I mean, you don't have to stop drinking on my account, but let me check the. Hold on, let me check the schedule. Yeah, I should be doing those two games. Yeah, I don't see any reason why not to. So I'm gonna say here. Hold on. I'm gonna say yes, and then if not, I'll let you know. But the plan is to do them both. But yeah, I'm interested about that goaltender interference. I'm gonna watch that later. That's a little surprising. Unfortunately, I have no way of. I don't have access to subscription information. Yeah, I don't have access to subscriber info. Sorry. So we'll just have to see. Oh, I see. You stopped drinking 12 years ago. Well, congratulations and keep it up. And yeah, don't take drugs either. Stay in school. Stay in school. Drink your milk. Don't do drugs. 8 hours of sleep a night. You do those things. I'll keep drinking and doing drugs and not drinking my milk and skipping school. I'll keep doing that. But congratulations. In all seriousness, 12 years of sobriety is very impressive. So I give you your kudos. All right. Hold on. I got a question for you guys. So, any team, any sport, I don't care what sport, it could be any sport. Which defunct team would you would bring back if you could? If I gave you $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion and told you could bring back any team, which team would you bring back? I'll answer mine. But I want to hear yours first. Hulk Hogan said, "Say our prayers, drink milk, take our vitamins." Yeah, and Hogan lived a long time, right? I don't think he followed his own advice. Hold on, we got some answers here. Expos. Bob says the Expos. Ryan says Expos. Rick says the Expos, but with positive owner. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Nobody wants to bring back the Expos with Loria in charge, right? No, but you would be the owner. That's the hypothetical is that you would be the owner because I would give you the $2 billion to buy the team, and then you could own them. So you'd have to be the positive owner, Rick. There's Fast, and then there's Colorado Fast. They are I. There's no team that brings a puck like maybe in history that brings a puck up the like counterattacks faster than the Avalanche. Like the camera can barely follow them sometimes. Like it's unbelievable. No doubt the Canadiens are looking at Dobson and Hudson and being like, can you be the poor man's version of that and counterattack really fast? They're both really good at it. So the Canadiens are in good shape, even if they're not Colorado fast. But that's definitely like, I think, that's definitely the style. I would love to see the Habs be able to sort of match up with that kind of style of play. It'll take a lot. It'll take a lot to do that. I mean, Cale Makar is a generational player, and Devon Taves is incredibly, or sorry, Devon Taves. That's a doesn't pronounce the way you'd think it would, but Devon Taves is another one that's just so underrated. But I see it. I see it in Noah Dobson, which is funny because they were both Islanders exiles. Islanders who want the opposite of a fast team. Islanders who want to be the slowest team in the history of the world, and they are often accomplishing that. But man, so far it's looking like this is going to be Colorado's year. They've had, I think people expected them to be more of a dynasty than they've been. They won that one cup with a very young team, and it just seemed like they were going to win more than one, and it hasn't happened for them. But after finally struggling to replace Nazem Kadri, I think they found their guy in Brock Nelson. And they found their goalie too, because they were struggling to find a goalie after Kemper. So I think the two pieces that they've been looking to fill, they finally filled them. Because they also have to fill them at like rock bottom prices, right? McKinnon and Makar are starting to get very expensive, so they don't have a ton to spend. Yeah, look, we got Lehkonen with the Nordiques. Like these are all the people in the audience. We got a Forsberg, we got a Burns, we got a Lehkonen. We got that guy's got an old school Avalanche jersey. They're showing they're showing the second Nelson goal in like I don't know. Oh yeah, look. Yo, they're showing Pierre Hood do Colin and Nordique's Penguins game back in the day. Love it. Love these highlights. Justin Thibault in nets for the Quebec Nordiques. Oh, hold on. We got to. What do Darcy Kemper and Sam Montembeault have in common? I don't know what. I don't know what. Oh, led Canada gold at the World Hockey Championship. Well, there you go. We're back for the second period. Now, it's very interesting about Kemper and Montembeault. I know we're like super hard on Montembeault this year, and he's been awful this year, certainly deserving of it. But I think it also stems from just like how good he had become the last couple of seasons. I mean, as you said, gold at the World Hockey Championship was good enough to make the Four Nations Cup team, which is not easy. Um, yeah, I mean, Montembeault at the end of last season looked like, okay, he's the number one goalie. This is fine. And it hasn't happened this year. And I really don't know what happened. I really don't know what's going on with him. But after last game, there's finally some hope here. I think we're going to have to lay some body out there to get back in this one. But how are they going to catch them, Max? That's the issue, right? The Colorado Avalanche are too fast. I don't think you can hit them. You think anybody's ever going to catch Nate McKinnon? You're going to be eating his dust all game. I don't know. If they can lay a hit on somebody, I agree. They should do it. But it might be tough. Well, the Habs are only down 2. It's not over yet by any means. Exactly what happened in the first period. Habs get a great shot in the offensive zone, and then Colorado immediately takes it up the ice, and Nelson, did he hit the post there by like he missed by like an inch? This is crazy. It just keeps happening. I mean, great try by Matheson there. And it's 3-0. Right off the face-off. Brent Burns, the ageless wonder, takes a shot right off the draw. Dobes never saw it coming. It's funny that you posted this. 2-1 we have a game, 3-0 it's game over. Well, it's game over. Man, Nelson did not miss that first chance by a lot, but then right off the ensuing draw, just a quick wrist shot from the top, like basically top high slot. Yeah, right from the high slot. Bar down. This one's done. By the way, it's absolutely crazy that Gabriel Landeskog missed over 200 games and still managed to come back. Yeah, Brent Burns has his third goal of the season. Yeah, he went 1,347 games without or days without a goal. Unbelievable. Have we ever seen a comeback like that? Like multiple years gone and then coming back to play? Feels pretty unprecedented to me. I don't know. Happens in baseball, obviously. In baseball, guy has arm surgery and he's gone for 2 years and he comes back. That's happened. But in hockey, I feel like we're used to seeing guys like Brian Little and Ryan Kessler who are like, I can come back, I can come back. Give me a year, and then it doesn't happen. So Brock Nelson has 3 points today. Unbelievable. Absolute Habs killer, that guy. Three goals, none are Jack Eye's fault. Well, Jack Eye wasn't. He was definitely not on the ice. He was definitely not on the ice for that one. Can't blame. He's on the bench. Even the biggest Jack Eye skeptic. Oof, Netchus with a blast. Dobes. 950 straight games for Brent Burns. Incredible. Should we talk shutout? As we previously mentioned, the curse only works on the Habs goalies. We have no effect. We have no karmic effect on the Colorado goalies, unfortunately. There might be something else that you can say. Say Justin Thibault's name 3 times in a mirror, and then maybe that'll curse Blackwood today. I guess Montreal will have to catch them to hit them. These guys are quick and crisp. Yeah, I don't envision too many hits today. Matheson with a really nice steal. McKinnon had stolen the puck, and then Matheson stole it back and brought it up the ice. And then Matheson got his pocket picked, and now we got a breakaway. And Brock Nelson missed the net, but then the puck hit the end boards and came back, and Brock Nelson's got his hat trick. Unbelievable game for Brock Nelson. This guy, nightmares if you're a Habs fan. Doesn't matter what team he's playing on. He'll do it for the Islanders. He'll do it for them. So Landeskog is now credited with the second goal. This is super weird. So Landeskog is now credited for the second goal, the one where he ran into the net. He gets that goal, and now Nelson only has 2 goals on the night. A pathetic 2 goals only for Nelson. He's smiling. He's good. This isn't on Dobes today. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gave the second goal to Landeskog, but they didn't at first. They're just too good. They're the best team in the league. I think we're. Does anybody? You guys can let me know in the chat. Is there anybody here who doesn't, just based on what they're seeing today, don't think that Colorado's best team in the league? I feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon, if he's just feeling it, he's feeling it. Yeah, I hope so too. That Dobes doesn't get too. Doesn't feel like he let his team down today because he definitely didn't. This game would be 4-0 with Montembeault and Nets as well. Definitely. They need a timeout. Do they not? No, they don't lose it on the challenge, right? Either way. What do you think? The best team in the league? I'd say so. At least today, they're looking like they're a, in a league ahead of the Canadiens. That's for sure. Take the L. Yeah, I don't think, given how the road trip has gone so far, I'm not saying the Canes are going to pack it in, but I don't think they're going to risk life and limb here anyway. By far the best team, Kelly says. Put Slavkovsky back with Susie and Cole for a couple of shifts. Allow the game down for Montreal again. I like that idea, actually. Not even close. Best team in the league. This is a ridiculous schedule for any team. Time zone, lack of proper travel and rest, altitude adjustment, and a freaking afternoon game. Can most teams in the league adjust to these game twos? Yeah, this is a pretty. I'm surprised that they played less than 24 hours later. I didn't think you could do that, but because they played at 4 yesterday and now they're playing at 3 today. But starter brawl. I mean, this is what I'm saying. If you're gonna wear if you're gonna wear the Nordiques jerseys, I want to see some fighting. Abs look like the 76-77 Habs, and they only lost 8 games. I mean, they are on pace to. Obviously, it's different because we got the OT loss, but they look like they're on pace to not lose many in regulation this year. Colorado played an afternoon game too. Yeah, they played an afternoon game and they lost it in a shootout to Minnesota Wild, which is honestly, I think somebody said it yesterday in the Vegas game, and I agree. I think it was worse that Colorado lost yesterday. I think if Colorado had won yesterday, the Habs might have had a fighting chance. But do you think Nathan McKinnon's letting this team lose two in a row to the Wild and the Canadiens? To them, to the Colorado Avalanche, those two teams are chumps. So they were never going to let it happen. That's my that's my thought. I think they unfortunately they came in with a chip on their shoulder, having lost in the shootout on Friday. So 172 minutes, Blackwood has not allowed a goal. Crazy. Colorado, man, that's the one thing, right? That's kind of kept Colorado from repeating as Cup winners. Uh, well, and when they got Blackwood had just finished up a not very impressive time in San Jose after a not very impressive trade out of New Jersey. But Mackenzie Blackwood has definitely found his game again in Colorado. I don't know why it took so long. Oh, Dobes with a kick save, and he's not nowhere near his net, but the Canadiens are able to clear actually. Now here comes Demidov, who hopefully gets a little more ice time today. I mean, they're down 4-0. What an amazing play. I mean, okay, well, there you go. See, RDS just mentioned Blackwood's shutout streak, and then the Canadiens scored. So it's actually them who have the power to do it. But what an incredible play by Slavkovsky here. Slavkovsky with the twirlorama and completely gets Blackwood out of his nets. Well, spinorama from Slavkovsky. I mean, guys, we've been talking about it lately. Slavkovsky is not by no means a finished product, but he's starting to have moments where I'm just like, he's getting there. Oh yeah, the goal differential is back down to, I guess it'd be -3 again. Yeah, I mean we're still early in the season where there's not a huge amount of separation between those teams in the Atlantic Division, right? Their goal differentials are all like pretty comparable here. Rick, you're talking again about the height, eh? The height and the size of the team. It's interesting depending on how you look at it. their average size, not that bad. And then you're looking at stats where it says that yeah, it's actually like pretty low. They're pretty like bad compared to other teams. That their smallest team. It's interesting. I'm not quite sure where they stand here. I mean, your stats are correct, but our second line is outplaying our first line these days. Yeah, and you know why? Yuri Slavkovsky. We always thought that he was like the third man in that first line, but it's pretty clear that Slavkovsky is a pretty important play driver wherever he goes. What's the average height of Dobson, Matheson, Gooley, and Jacky? 6'3". That's why you don't use average, you use mean. Yeah, because I mean they have one small defenseman in Hudson, but the other guys are pretty good, and even Struble, who's like a short 6 foot. I don't think anybody would consider him to be a short guy. Like he's pretty stout. That's the other thing, right? The Habs have some stout guys on their team, like Suzuki. Newhook is not. I wouldn't consider him short. He's 5'11", but he's like a pretty stout guy. So it's kind of an interesting. Again, I don't think that they need to get beefier. I think they need to get tougher, which is different. Because I don't look at guys like Dobson. They're big. They're not tough. So that's kind of what I see. So, however, statistically, the cookie crumbles for the Habs and how like tall and big they are. I think they need players of a certain toughness more than that. Like I would take a 6 foot tall guy who was tough. Don't argue the actual numbers. I'm not saying you're not right. What I'm saying is that I don't think that like adding like like a tall or big guy will like necessarily change the dynamic of the team unless they're tough is what I'm saying. Because I don't think that they get I don't think they really get like physically pushed around that much. They're not getting physically pushed around tonight. It's barely any hits tonight. Tonight they're in a track meet and they're getting out tracked. Uh I don't think tonight is a physical. Oh, not me. Well, I see what you mean. But I get your point. I get your point for sure. Yeah, so Madison and Dobson are tall, not physical. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like they have size. I think they're a good sized team, but they need to get tougher for sure. By the way, speaking of tough, I don't know where I read it today, but somebody was suggesting that the Canadiens, because as you guys know, the Nashville Predators are about to embark on a fire sale because they're terrible. And Mike McCarron might be available. Would you bring Mike McCarron back? He's available. Could be a fourth line center. Here, I gotta ask you guys. Yeah, I gotta ask you. We always gotta ask about the trade rumors. Would you bring back Michael McCarron? Speaking of big guys. Hudson plays hockey like judo. Uses his opponent's weight and momentum against him. I like that. I like that comparison. I don't know a lot about judo, but I'll take your word for it. Wait, we got a Mike McCarron answer. No. No. Mike does not play very tough, does not use his body much at all. But then also, Michael Fight. This is Mike McCarron we're talking about, right? I assume so. Parker Kelly played with the Sens. Wait, why are we talking about Parker? Oh, because I get it. Still hurts to see the team down 4-1 to the Nordiques. Definitely triggering, right? I feel the same. I feel weirdly the same. Do you remember the Easter playoff brawl? It's funny. Obviously, like I didn't watch it at the time. I was too young, but I did watch, I believe, an RDS special on it. I believe the RDS did a whole doc about the Quebec Montreal rivalry. So I've watched the highlights of it repeatedly. It's good watching. I haven't been too impressed with Texas these two games. I have been impressed with him in the offensive zone a little bit. I feel like he's got some good passing chemistry with Evans, but I can't say that I've seen him sort of without the puck. Like I haven't seen him do anything remarkable without the puck, so I don't know. They're just toying with the Habs now. Yeah, they're good. They're good. What can you do? They're now out shooting the Habs 22-17. By the way, the Avalanche have only 9 hits today. I know we're always talking about like tougher, 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 but man, if you can just blaze by teams, hey, and I don't know what's gonna happen come playoff time. Maybe these guys get snapped in the playoffs. They get swept in 4 games. Could happen. But I will say, like, I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to just be very, very fast. If they can get one more, this could be a doable game. I mean, at this point, I just want to kind of see the Habs show some fight. I think we all said it coming into this game. Like if they win, it's a miracle if they win this game. And right now it's gonna be a miracle for them to come back. But you know what? If they get close and if they keep showing some fight and they keep scoring, I would be like pretty happy with the end result. I wouldn't be that hard on them. I don't think losing there's no shame in losing to the Avalanche in 2025, that's for sure. By the way, the Avalanche currently have 6 high danger chances to the Canadiens 3. So they've doubled up the Habs on high danger chance high danger chances. Yeah, now they're just showing highlights of zone entries for the Avalanche. I mean, they're just so good at entering the zone. It's just like counterattacking and entering the zone. Canadians are Canadians are one of the faster teams in the league, and they're just helpless against the Avalanche tonight. So I can only imagine if you're just like a big slow team. I don't think like a team like Washington has any chance. I don't think even Tom Wilson, I don't think is catching any of these guys. Impressive night. I do remember the Easter brawl. I was quite young, but I remember it well. Of course, it's been played hundreds of times since then. That's it, right? It's Mandela effect. You're like, did I see it live? Maybe I did, because they show the replay so often. It's one of those indelible moments. Not sure why the fourth line is playing so much. Had they conceded defeat, is the fourth line? If the fourth line's playing a lot, then yes, then they have ostensibly. Yeah, lots of ice time for Veleno tonight. I mean, he's the lowest in the ice time, but like everybody's like pretty close to equal. So the least has 7 minutes and the most has 12. So everybody's kind of playing like a regular shift tonight. So that does feel like conceding. Habs have Sens and Jets back to back next week. Not easy games. No, Colorado obviously is never easy. The Jets are without Connor Hellebuck right now. Not saying it's going to be an easy game, but it helps that Connor Hellebuck's not there. So here's hoping that the Habs, you know, can take advantage. I will say that I'm excited to see Jonathan Taves again. It's been a couple of years, obviously, and he's doing his little comeback attempt with the Jets after being gone for 2 seasons, 3 seasons. He's been all right, but it'll be exciting to see. I'm definitely interested in what he can do. Jack Eye wide open, but nope, his stick breaks. Now we got a 3-on-1 Slavkovsky. to Demidov again. Those guys almost connected again. But Canadiens matching shot for shot on the zone entries here in that sequence. But Jack-Eye stick broke, and then a one-timer pass Demidov missed. So good tries, though. And then we got Kapanen, and who's 88? Martin Necas. Hog tying. So Kapanen's stick was caught under Necas, and then he just kind of pile drived him to try to get a stick back. And Necas is now like, I didn't do anything. Give him a penalty. But he was kind of holding the stick, wasn't he? What's the minutes for Demidov so far? Demidov has played 8 minutes and 11 seconds, which is not a lot, which is basically the amount that Gallagher's played. Of course, the Canadiens have not had a power play so far, I believe. And now this is going to be a 4-on-4. So yeah, Demidov has not played a lot tonight. Another 8 minutes so far. I would say more often than not, because the Canadiens are so skilled, that they have the advantage in 4-on-4. I don't think they do today. I think that the last thing that you want to do is give Cale Makar and Devon Toews more ice, which is about what's about to happen. So pretty big face-off for Suzuki to win, and he won it. So the Canadiens are back in their zone, back in the offensive zone here, and they got some room. They just got to make sure they don't turn the puck over, because if they turn the puck over, the Avalanche are off to the races. I mean, Makar is just all over the ice right now. They can't get away from him. Yeah, they put Makar and Toews on the ice. Yeah, there you go. Puck up the ice like it was nothing. I mean, Colorado, I mean, they're up 4-1, right? They're just fine to play keep away, but they don't play keep away. They make it 5-1. What a pass in the neutral zone. Brutal. Nate McKinnon jumps on the ice. So they exit the zone, and then Malinsky just passes it and takes a step back and then passes it right back. Unbelievable. $20 goals. $20. Life's not fair sometimes. Unfreaking believable. 20 goals for Nate McKinnon. Nate McKinnon is not. Here's how I would describe Nate McKinnon. He's not always the best player in the league, but when he's at his best, he's unstoppable. Like Connor McDavid's the best player in the world. Sidney Crosby is best player of his generation. No back checking on like, oh, well, they got totally fucking caught. Like, it was 4-on-4. Malinsky took the puck out of the zone, took a step back. The guys moved forward, and then McKinnon came on the ice, came the other direction. They just totally tricked them on that play. 4-4 is usually advantage. Not this time. I totally agree. Blackwood has made the saves. Dobie has not. I don't know. I think the Avalanche are just too good today. Second period's over. It's 5-1. Shots are 24-17 Colorado. Colorado scored 3 goals that period. They outshot them 10-5 in that period. Didn't even think the Habs played. I don't even think the Habs were, like, in a weird way, I don't think they're even playing that badly. I just think there's just no chance. As you're saying here, Dobes had no chance to, like how, if you're the Habs, how do you, like, if you've got 20 minutes to go, I'm not saying you're trying to come back, but you definitely don't want to lose 10-1 today. So what do you do to fight your way back into this? Is there anything you can do? So what do you guys want to talk about now? Want to talk about the Nordiques some more? Or are you tired of the Nordiques too? 3 of those fights came before Arbor was sent out. Oh man, yeah, you guys are talking about fight. I don't even remember. Sorry guys, I lost track of this conversation. Something about Mike Matheson fighting a couple times. He's not going to fight. That's just not, especially now. He's old. He's an old man. Do you really want somebody over 30 years old fighting in this league? Do you really want your defenseman who's playing 25 minutes a night? I would not recommend it. I'll put it this way to you guys. If you're the Habs, what's the plan for the final 20 minutes? What's your goal here? How are you trying to, like, save face and not get destroyed? Lee fought 3 years ago. How can you not remember? Wait, who's Lee? I don't know. I don't know what you guys. You guys are gonna have to. You guys are gonna have to give me an AI summary of what you guys are talking about. Score 5 goals. That is the plan. Development, reset, win the period, not the game. Yeah, exactly. Like, leave. Don't let them score again. Score another goal or 2. Maybe actually get a power play. It'd be nice. Did they get a power play earlier? I'm trying to remember. They did get a power play. Yes, they got one in the first. Yes, it was Brock Nelson. Amid all the other things Brock Nelson did today, he did also get a penalty. Play hard and win the final 20 minutes. Yeah, exactly. You can't worry about the end result anymore, right? We got the I just uploaded the second period highlights on the website. So if you guys want to, if you want to see that if you want to see the Demidov goal again, it was great. That's good for his sixth of the season, by the way. Safkovsky also has six. So Safkovsky and Kapanen got their sixth assists of the season as well. So that line keeps rolling. First line's got nothing tonight. Caulfield's the only -2 among the forwards. Carrier is -3 tonight. I haven't heard Biggie today. Is he still here with you? So Biggie is actually, my wife has some friends over, and the dog is actually very quiet and well behaved when there are other people in the house because the dog doesn't get spooked by noises. Because yesterday when I did the game, um, my wife was out, so it's just myself here, and the dog was on the couch behind me. And then whenever he heard a noise or something, he would bark because he's trying to keep me safe and protect me. So when he hears somebody in the hallway, he's like. "Bah, bah, 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 bah." The result was predictable, but very happy with our two wins in Utah and Vegas. Yeah, ultimately, if the Canadiens get blown out today, I mean, are you guys still looking at this road trip as a success? I think based on what had happened against Dallas and Washington and LA and during that losing streak, the 5-game losing streak, to come back now and on the road, start of a very difficult schedule, to win these two games, I think is a big deal. It seems like the only potential fun for me hockey-wise today is to watch the Leafs' misery continue. They are still bad. They haven't figured it out yet. I don't know. Something's got to give with them, right? They can't be that bad all year, right? They're not really going to go from like, you know, President's Cup contenders to like not making the playoffs. I guess it could happen, but that'd be pretty wild. Um, but potential fun for you. Are the Quebec Nordiques jerseys not fun enough? Is that not, or is it not fun to watch the Canadiens lose to a team wearing Quebec Nordiques jerseys? I guess it's not that fun. It was fun to see them on like before, and now it's just like get the Habs out of here. I don't want anyone. I don't want anyone else to get hurt. All right. All right. Here's my question. I'm gonna get a glass of water, but this is the question I have for you guys. Do you think the Habs are a playoff caliber team right now as it stands? Right now, I think they're just in, but on as of Friday morning they were not in. So it's a bit of a tough call right now. All right, hold on. We got answers here. So, do you think the Habs are a playoff caliber team right now? Ryan says, when healthy. Fair. They are not healthy. This is not an answer to the question, but you're caught up. Good. The Nordiques fans will want the expansion team back. They wish. And then I guess the answer to the question, no. Okay, so we got a when healthy, and they're not healthy, and a no. We got Montreal's good enough as a team right now to make the playoffs, but not likely to get by the first round. So they're basically last year's teams, what you're saying. Team Warrior saying the same thing. They might get in, but they need luck to go deep, which means they're the same team as last year. Your optimism is heartwarming. We got to be optimistic in this world, right? At least in this, at least in hockey, right? There's so much reason to be pessimistic about other things. Exactly. You got to cheer till the end. Or not. Whatever. You could do whatever you want. I guess it's a fun thing about sports. You can do whatever they want. There's no consequence. Unless you gamble your life. Unless you gamble all your money away on sports. Then I'd say in this division they're in, depending on who they meet, they might win the first round. That's true. Their division is very murky. Nobody's running away with the division. So maybe they've got a chance. Okay. So there you go. That's where you guys stand. I think they're a playoff team because I don't think Montembeault for the whole season can possibly be as bad as he's been so far. And if Montembeault is even just an average goalie, they make it in. That's my 2 cents on that. I think they should have at least like passable goaltending with the two guys they have, and they haven't so far. And I don't think that's sustainable. As you guys can imagine, our pals over at TVA have they did a piece. They're in Quebec City, obviously, and they did a piece about just talking to Quebec hockey fans watching at the bars today, if they're how they feel about seeing the Avalanche wearing the Nordiques. It sounds like whatever hope there was when they opened the Videotron Center of the Nordiques coming back is pretty gone now. It doesn't seem like there's much hope left in the Quebec market for the Nordiques to come back, which is too bad. But the economics of the game have changed. You know, even the Jets, who came back, are at risk of being like a pretty bad have-not team at some point. And they're owned by the richest guy in Canada. So, or at least the guy who was the richest guy in Canada. I don't know if he still is. But yeah, not easy. Not easy. It doesn't look like Quebec's ever coming back. I think we all recognize that. But they're going back to Atlanta and Phoenix, I think, next. Get ready for that. Montembeault is an average goalie. He will have highs, he will have lows. I agree, but he's been so bad this year, up until last night, that I think he's been like historically bad. So, yeah, you guys are saying the same thing. Monty has been like up and down for the last 5 years. Sure. But like, has he been 850 save percentage bad? That's really bad. He was never that bad last year. So I think there's like there's going to be a bit of a rising tide with Montembeault. And I think that he's going to end the season strong enough to get his stats back to the averageness. Because for him to get back to average, he's going to have to play really well. Like, he's going to need like a 9-10 save percentage the rest of the way to even have like average stats at the end of the year. So, Uh, I think that Montembeault's got more to give here, and I think that'll help them make the playoffs. Last season he finished under 900. I know, but there's a big statistical difference between 850 and slightly under 900. Like having to climb back up to that. I don't think they make the playoffs only because I don't think they did enough to improve the team in the offseason. Texier and Veleno are not the guys to get you there. I mean, they did get the biggest. I think they got the biggest fish last year in Dobson. Did they not in the offseason? He was Dobson. I mean, obviously there was like Marner as an unrestricted free agent, but I mean in trades they got the biggest name, I think, if I remember correctly. But I know what you mean. They didn't get the second line center they needed. And looking at Brock Nelson kick the crap out of the Canadiens tonight, kind of wish they had one. Anyways, we're back for the third period. Monty has gone through 3 to 5 game stretches where he's been this bad, but it's more noticeable because it's the beginning of the season. That's possible. I feel like he's been historically bad. Not historically bad because when he got here, he was historically bad. But I do feel like this season compared to last season, I don't feel like he was ever this bad last season. Or even, I would say, the last 2 seasons. Dobson definitely is iffy at times for your number one. Well, I don't think he's their number one. He's their number one paid guy. But I think if I had to depth chart it right now, I'd probably say Hudson, Matheson, Dobson is probably how I would divvy that up. But he's in that. But he's considered to be a top pairing defenseman. I understand what you mean. Reinbacher, Hagee, or Enstrom could help fetch that number 2 center. I would be really shocked if they pulled the plug on either Reinbacher or Hagee just yet. I just feel like those two guys they can fill those massive holes that the Habs have at right D and center. That I think the team is patient enough that they wouldn't move them yet. They would rather be not as good in the present, so that to have those guys in the future. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna, unless like a 25-year-old center pops up. I don't think they'll do it. Ooh, for the second time tonight, Dobson picks up the puck from behind the net and comes out in front. But of course, because Dobson is at one end, he's not at the other end, and it is now 6-1 Avalanche. That was another counterattack goal. I don't think I've ever seen a team so good in transition like that. And it is an ass whooping right now. Well, so much for the best laid plans on having a good third period. Dobson caught in the zone. I know we literally just talked about his iffiness. That would be a great example of him trying to get something done on offense and then turning it into a defensive miscue. So All right, Max, you win today. That was a very iffy. That was an iffy play. Yikes! They turned defense into offense in a heartbeat. Timur faster than I've maybe ever seen a team do it. Like, but in the time that it takes for me to blink, they move the puck up the ice. It's insane. They're so good. If they keep this up, I don't see how a team can stop them. Save for just like hacking and slashing. Come on, boys. Yeah, this is not how we want to. Yeah, it was a sloppy line change. Because Dobson went deep, and I don't know, that team just got out of sorts. Brutal line change. I feel sorry for Dobes, who's still in there. Yeah, there's not going to be any mercy pull for Dobes tonight, so he's just going to have his stats. Another good reason why to maybe not pin too much on just like counting stats, right? Dobes is going to have pretty bad numbers after tonight, and he's gonna get they're gonna have to keep him in this game. Like they're not gonna take him out. So I don't know what you do. The forward was supposed to cover for Dobson pitching, was on the bench. Yeah, that was Anderson, right? They were saying that Anderson was the guy who jumped on late, or would he jump on late, or he jump off late? We've got two fourth lines today, which is a problem. I mean, this is a big problem with the injuries, right? We were talking about, their second, third line was New Hook Doc, and they haven't had Line A for forever. Has Florian's played since his stick broke? I would assume so. Well, he's on the ice right now, right? Is that 63? No, that was Caulfield. I'm going to assume he has. I'm going to assume he has, Bob, but I'm not 100% sure. Well, if we're going to lose a game on this road trip, at least it was to the best team in the league. I think they are the best team in the league. Looks pretty cut and dry. Kane's got a power play here. No, don't even. I don't think Dobesh is going to be too mad about getting stayed in, put in. What are you talking about? We can see your posts. Can you not see your posts? I can see your posts. You can post. There's nothing wrong. There you go. How what do you guys think of Lane Hudson's shot the last like week or so? Yo, he's been eating his spinach. His shot looks a little stronger. And that's a power play goal. And Hudson's also got 20 points on the season. And look who got the assists on the play. Caulfield and Suzuki, once again. I mean, we can't say that they're not getting their points this year. They're all like kind of hovering around point per game caliber right now. Slav standing there posting around out the defense, waiting for a rebound. Exactly what I want from him. Good play from Slav too. I saw you put Slav standing around at first, and I was like, hold on, what's going on here? No, he's actually doing all right. Yeah, just 2 more goals for Hudson, and he beats last year. So his shot is definitely improving. Hey, there's only 4. You got 14 minutes. Only 4 to go. Well, the Canadiens are gonna have to weather a. Canadiens are gonna have to weather a penalty kill before that, though. Just 2 minutes in the end. They gave a good long look. By the way, Jake Evans is really saying, hell no, I didn't do this. Really interested to see the replay here because he is adamant that he did not hit high stick this guy. No replay for us. Yeah, why would we want to see a penalty, right? Come on. Why won't they show us? Either way, we've got another Avalanche power play and a chance for them. Netchas off the rush. Nearly beat Dobes there. Do we have an update on Demidov minutes? Demidov has played 11:21. We have 11:21 for Demidov, which is he's starting to get some separation now from the fourth line, thank God. But not a lot. And that's a touchdown. Touchdown, well, the extra point. Touchdown on the extra point. This game is going to look pretty bad on paper, and you know what? It was pretty bad to watch, too. Oh, boy. Right off the draw. Lots of traffic in front. Landeskog doing most of the damage, and he, I believe, gets a piece of it. I mean, he put nothing on that shot. Just a little low roller from the top of the circle. But and there's still 13 minutes left in this game. God, let it end, guys. This is like, oh man, how many goals did Montoya allow in the end? Was it 11 goals? Something ridiculous like that. I remember at the end of that like one season he had in Montreal, it was like, oh, he had a 355 save percentage or whatever. But if you take out that one game, it's like 280. It was a really funny contrast. Not funny for him. I'm sure he hated it, but I'm thinking we need a right-handed defenseman that can kill penalties. Yeah, his name is David Reinbacher, and they are praying that he becomes that guy. He is. There's a reason why that they reached on him in that draft because they fully well knew that right-handed defensemen are so hard to get, and that if you can get a top four caliber one, I don't even think they needed him to be a number one. They were just like, if this guy can be an effective right-handed defenseman, we'll take him back. It's funny though. Another power play for the Avalanche. Sorry about that. I'll finish my thought that I don't think they, David Savard was definitely done, but not to say they couldn't use a guy like that. Well, the Canadiens are going back on the PK, so I would say that they are folding. Yeah, this one is going sideways in a real hurry. Yeah, I just hope the Habs are just hoping it's sooner rather than later for Reinbacher. But he's playing, again, like Gooley, right? The guy can't stay healthy, but he's playing, knock on wood, he's playing well in Laval right now. It was time for Savard to retire, 100%. He admitted it. You should read the interview, by the way, with Stu Cowan this week in the Gazette. He talked a bit about it. He said at Christmas time, he was like, I knew I was done. Which, you know what? Good for him. Had a good career. I didn't. At the end of the day, didn't mind that deal with the Canadiens. I felt like he was helpful to the end. Wasn't paid that. I mean, that 3.5 mil wasn't paid that much. This game isn't helping Dobesh's stats. No, exactly. When we think about this, when we look at his season stats at the end, and we see that he probably will end with like an 890 save percentage or something, we can look at this game and be like, yeah, kind of skewed the numbers. He got a job. Savard is running the charitable wing, I think, is with his wife. Is that not what he's doing? He's in the house though. He's with the organization. Avalanche playing tic tac toe on the power play here, but they're not getting inside. So far so good. What a shot by Nelson, man! Dobes was able to come around and make the save, but that was not easy. Very nice play by Kapanen. David was a classy player. All the blocking shots, people doing the PK, they got that from Savard. Yeah, David Savard was a great guy to have on the team. And I think played to the bitter end, man. He gave an effort till the end, even when the speed of the game kind of betrayed him. But no, I thought he was a great Hab. Great to have. Happy he's still in the organization. I think the Habs. The way I would say it is, I think the Habs got their money's worth on that contract. Can't be upset about that. We should get Savard to work with Arbor and Jaden to try to make them PK options. Absolutely. Absolutely. Arbor and Struble should look at prime David Savard and be told, this is what you need to be in the league. Don't try to be anything else. They've got a little more puck moving skill than Savard, but honestly, I thought Savard, every so often he moved. He was like smart when he moved the puck. Like he didn't do it often, but there would be moments, and that's definitely what like Jaden and Arbor need to be. I totally agree. That's like the guy you need to like model your career after. In the same way that sometimes I feel like Jake Evans. I mean, I know like Paul Byron was a winger, but like this is like how you can succeed as like kind of a smaller, speedier guy. Dobish was the sacrificial lamb. Yeah, I really hope that this does not affect his confidence. That would be very bad. Avs with their first unit on the ice lean 7-2. Don't forget that, boys. I know. Let's oh, Manson just nailed a guy. Colorado is not slowing down tonight. I feel like they're going after Kapanen a fair bit. Landeskog's been kind of on him tonight. Slavkovsky and Demidov again trying the give and go in the offensive zone, but another quick counter by Colorado, and it's back in the Habs zone. Bad turnover to Taves at the blue line. Yeah, exactly. They're spokespeople for the Children's Foundation. Great. Couldn't think of a better person, really. And Suzuki coming off the rush tried to beat Blackwood short side and looks like he got it off the bar. That was a good chance. I gotta ask though, do you think that Dobesh is going to shake off this start and he'll be okay, or do you think that this could affect his confidence? Let me know what you think. Dobesh hasn't played bad today. Sounds strange to blood, but it's true. I totally agree. He has not played that badly. Just the Canes are playing the Harlem Globetrotters tonight. Yeah, the Canadiens might as well be playing the Harlem Globetrotters. It's what it looks like. But no chance. Doesn't matter who's in nets. This game shouldn't affect Dobes. The game is not on him. It could be a lot worse. That's what I think. I mean, I think we're all in agreement. This is not his fault, but you know how goalies can be. This tough. He's a competitive guy. I can't imagine giving up 7 goals is gonna make him happy. Dobes will get a day off. Yeah, they will get a day off at least. And I think based on how Montembeault played, I think I'm sure Montembeault gets the next start for sure. They have been horrid in their own end tonight. Tell the Gazette that nobody reads the articles anymore because they can't comment. Karen, I will say that I have access to the analytics, and the readership is still pretty solid. I get what you're saying. No, I get your. I want the comments back. Okay, Rick doesn't. There's a silent majority of people who read, but you guys as engaged commenters are very important. You guys are more important to me than the silent majority. So I do what I can so that you guys can participate and you guys can comment. Another penalty. Josh Anderson. But if you're asking me analytically, like, are the articles doing all right? The articles are doing all right, but we miss our comments, we miss our commenters, and we want you all back. I'm working on it, but I am not that important in the grand scheme of things, unfortunately. 4 points out of 6 on the Western road trip. Not a bad outcome. Could have been worse. Let's take it to the Sens and Jets at home before knocking off the Leafs and TO next Saturday. Those feel like winnable games, though. I'm not saying that Sens, Jets, Leafs are a cakewalk, but compared to Vegas, Colorado, Utah, those games feel more. There was a those are more winnable, I think, these upcoming games. That'd be my feeling. Keep it to 7, yeah. They're gonna have to be interesting to see who exactly the Avalanche send out on this power play. Are they gonna send Nate McKinnon? Because I don't think Nate McKinnon has an off switch. Nate McKinnon's coming out to score if he's there. But I also feel like the whole team kind of just takes his lead. Anderson's mad. This is a second penalty this period, is it not? It sure is. Both on Netcha. So he cross-checked him and then he slashed him. Yeah, he's not feeling that one. Engstrom is the only defenseman not as a minus. That's true, eh, tonight? How much has he played, though? I'm going to assume not very much. 12 minutes, not bad. I used to read the front page articles commenting on issues. Now I open to see the other comments. Haven't read any piece. But when you commented, Rick, did you read? Because if you comment, you should read it and then comment, right? If you don't have the option to comment and you don't want to read, that's fine. But if I would hate that somebody didn't read the article and then just started commenting. Like you should read first and then you can, you know what I mean? Like we have readers that sometimes tell us we're like full of shit, and I'm like, that's okay. You could tell me that I'm full of shit. It's fine. But you have to read the article first. You can't be like, I didn't read the article and you're full of shit. But if you read the article and you think I'm full of shit, then it's fine. Man, Colorado's still trying to score here. This is, oh boy, this is. They're not letting up. They're trying to get the 8th goal. This is rough. You read and comment. That's good. I approve. I approve of reading and commenting, even if it's to tell me I'm full of shit. That's okay. I don't mind. Kapanen and Demidov, the only forwards on -2. See, there you go. That's the protecting Demidov tonight by not playing him. Not playing him 5-5. Oh, yeah. Colorado sends the puck through the crease to Malinsky and almost the 8th goal. Anyways, there's 2:39 left. Back to even strength. 7-2. 34-21 in shots, Colorado. So really not close in the end. I mean, it doesn't seem like we're going to see the Canadiens try to pull anything in the final couple minutes. They're just trying to let time wind down. Dobson's behind the net. He's not doing anything. Yeah, nice little stretch pass out to Gallagher. Gallagher going to try a shot? Yeah, it's going to go off the Colorado player, though. Hudson with another sort of confident shot, but one-timer, but from the point, but not quite. Yeah, Blackwood has not had to deal with much traffic tonight. He's dealing with a little traffic here. Now, 1 minute left, the Canadiens are finally having some sustained offense in the zone. It's been pretty much haven't seen this all game. But Colorado clears. We got 1 minute left in the game. But the Canadiens, although they lost tonight, will get 4 of 6 potential points on this road trip against 3 very difficult opponents. Engstrom had a wall of players when he took that shot. Yeah, he's Are they winning in your dreams? Oh wait, always helpful to be able to vent here. Now I'm gonna buy myself something, a little retail therapy. Wait, what are you buying? Let me know. Is it a Black Friday deal? I was able to get some Black Friday stuff. I'm pretty happy. But yeah, let me know if you got some Black Friday deals, where the deals are at. Thank you, Karen. I'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you, as always, for joining. It's very much appreciated. Even when the Habs don't, make it worth your while. And the Quebec Nordiques are back, and it makes it even worse. But you know how it goes. All right, we got 17 seconds. Crowd is up and cheering. I'm here next game. I'm telling you now. I shouldn't say that because sometimes François Legault says something crazy, and I got to take care of that. But the plan is to do next Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, that's the game. Brutal. Habs too good on this day. They are the best team in the league. Can't say we had a bad road trip. We lost to the best team in the league. I think that seems to be the general kind of consensus here, and that Dobes should not be too upset about what happened. Right? That seems to be the consensus with everybody. I totally agree. Numerous breakdowns in the game is what it is. Next is Ottawa on Tuesday, and I will say that Ottawa are a pretty good team. I think definitely win, but they're not the Avalanche. Nobody is the Avalanche. Nobody in the NHL can do what the Avalanche did tonight. They are insane. What an insane team. They are too fast, too good for this league. Nathan McKinnon's going to win the Hart Trophy. Blackwood might win the Vezina, which is an insane thought, but now that Hellebuck's hurt, feels like there's a good chance of that. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. About Last Night coming later. I'll see you all Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your American Thanksgiving weekend if you celebrate, and if not, hopefully some Black Friday sales pop up. There's still sales, right? I think so. All right.